Oh, okay. I guess it's been a while since I actually made a video. Well, I'm doing this because I can't remember the last time I actually did anything on my YouTube. Update though. After everything in the past with that first or the Trump's been president, I haven't actually mentioned or did anything yet for the United States or anything that I was doing before with my work and that. Most of the stuff there is actually brain work, not actually physical work, but got an equation going in my head, and I thought maybe things might actually change in the United States, but they haven't. And you can't force anybody to be in the new NAFTA deal. You can't. Even though you have a good free trade relations with the other two countries, you cannot force anybody, any business person, or anybody in the business, in any type of business, you cannot force them to obey that. It's up to the individual. It's up to the individual country if they want to do business in the United States or Mexico. And since very first violation of the new NAFTA agreement was made by the United States, mind you, the United States said that no other country they cannot leave one country out, which means that deal that Trump made with Mexico and had to do with the auto and pushed Canada out of the way, and they made that deal, then forced Trudeau to sign concession after concession. First violation that nulls and voids the new NAFTA agreement. The second, in order to get it signed and ratified, that you had to go through the House and that, and you had to make amendments. There's another thing right there. Once one ratifies it, you cannot make any more amendments. That nullifies it once more. And since I've been finding out, and other people have been finding out about this new NAFTA agreement, is heavily one-sided for the United States, which really does screw over Canada. It forces Canada to put a lot of things there. Even the indigenous, it forces the indigenous, whatever intellectual property that they have, the United States can instantly confiscate it for under national security. That's what he put it under. Why do you think there was such a big rush for Space Force? Everything I'm doing has to do with space eventually. So everything I'm going to be doing is going to be forced and taken away. My intellectual property, I'm not going to be doing that. Besides, before I did all this here, I assumed that the United States and Canada, the two biggest economies in the world, that I probably won't be doing anything with them. Therefore, anything I got to do with Asia, that there's already agreement with Canada with the Trans-Pacific Partnership. And there's already a free trade deal with the European Union, and that's what I actually need. Those two areas and those two spots what I actually need. You don't really need China in that agreement, but China's already there, so you don't have to worry about that. You see, one of the things I'm going to be doing is, since the United States actually they attempted organic technology, nothing, not even remotely close to where I am. Those okay, yeah, they built little machines using normal cells. Wow, I actually did that when I was doing stuff back when I was 18 years old, fucking around with that shit. They had to use an artificial intelligence to get what I was actually making mistakes and correcting myself over the years. The first thing I'm going to be going into is in robotics, like organic synthetic technology. That's extremely advanced analog technology, not digital, analog. What we commonly know is unconscious or muscle memory. That's what I'm actually doing in synthetic synthetic technology and robotics. That means I could be doing everything that the muscle in the body does, but I could do it with synthetics. And organic synthetic technology is that right there. Organic and synthetic are actually one of the same in the technology. They're bonded. Even though they're both different, they bonded together. That's even more advanced analog technology. Like I said, the United States is not even remotely close. China's getting there. So some of the Asian countries, but the United States, no. Not even remotely close. I can't trust the United States. You see, back in the 1940s, Hitler did the same thing with their Republicans, what Donald Trump is doing right now. They hold the courts, they hold the Senate. And Germany had trying before the actual Second World War was trying to stop them, but it didn't work out. Just the same thing would happen to the Democrats right now. So, like I said, history is repeating, and I do really believe that the official title of all white nationalists is Nazi. So, if they're all so boasted that in Canada and the United States, then that means officially they are Nazis, not neo Nazis, not nothing like that, but on the exact terms of Hitler. I don't like it, but that's the official term. And I didn't make this up. That's the other white people over here in Canada and the United States who's the one that actually came up with that term. After the Second World War was done, they officially labeled it that way. Anyways. I am going to build a future. I am going to do stuff with the future. Donald Trump has made it very clear. Well, this is out, like, before I even say that. If you fall behind, you are left behind. And the United States thought they're ahead of everybody, but no, they are lagging behind. See, it's the ones like me that they don't really consider are the ones that are actually doing stuff in the world. I never told my people, I never told my family what I've been doing. And that's the reason why the United States don't even know what the fuck's going on. Pardon for my language. Now, everything Donald Trump did, the United States is falling behind. He just officially made them left behind. You see, you can't force anybody to take that agreement. It may pass here or it may not. But if it does, then we truly know who's actually a traitor in Canada and its sovereignty. And I'm looking right at the West. Their gamble with the oil. We know exactly how you managed to win in the courts. Well, anyways, like I said, those that fall behind are left behind. And note, Pontiac was Anishinaabe. And the only reason why Quebecers exist because us Anishinaabe spared them when we wiped out the English. And the only reason why they're around is to remind everybody about that factor. If they ever separate, it's war again. Just like the West in Alberta and Saskatchewan. If they ever leave, it is war. As the Treaty 1, everybody thought it was like a thing like that. No. The Anishinaabe, just like us, like the Sioux, were there when the 7th Cavalry, the United States, used the Devil's Breath Gatling guns on unarmed civilians and killed them and said that they were the warriors. Well, I'm the direct descendant of sole surviving warriors on my mother and father's bloodline that were actually there that's supposed to have been killed. If that is true, then I do not exist, but I do exist. Therefore, all those medals and that were a lie. The future is dark. The reason why I say that is that anybody who's left behind and is still carrying on to those things in the past are going to be left behind. They may fuck up the earth, but they're not going to be coming with us. We still want to save the earth, but if we can't, then fuck it. We leave them behind what the hell they created. And we will stop them, and we will not allow them to colonize our planets that we colonized. In spaces that we are, we will find them and we will hunt them down and destroy them, regardless if they are civilian or not. But that's how it is when we get off this planet. And we are going to be off this planet. And it's a joke, Space Force. The reason why? You're using the emblem of the Federation of a story. That one makes it a joke. I don't know why Donald Trump thought he was all big and thought in using that one thing. No. The world has no respect for the United States because of Donald Trump. The presidency is now dishonored and a joke because of Donald Trump. And he's exactly mirroring Hitler. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. I want peace and love for the world. I don't want violence. I want the United States to be included and not left behind. But if that's how it is, then fine. So be it. Because you gotta remember, There's only 4 of us in the world that are alive today, and that's actually in existence so far, that have IQs over 200, and I'm the lowest. And I'm the only biter because I'm the only soldier of them. The other 3 said fuck it to the world, and they're just doing their shit. I'm the only one that still want to try to do anything with the 99%. Not the 1% like Donald Trump is. No. The 99%, the real people. The real democracy. God's people. Real God's people. Yes, there's notification going on when I'm doing this, when I'm making this video, but peaceful action is peaceful action. That's what I'm still trying to do. I'm still doing what I'm doing. Still gonna get stuff done. I hope one day the United States will be a part of it. But so far, no. Thank you for your time. You honor me.